Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the PESA Act and Jharkhand. So the Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act, which was passed in the year 1996 and which is supposed to be getting an extension to the Panchayat Act in the scheduled areas, and now it has been said that in the state of Jharkhand, it has been said that it will be difficult to implement PESA Act in the state of Jharkhand. Until now, in the state of Jharkhand and Odisha, the PESA Act has not been implemented. So we'll be looking into it. First of all, about the timeline. First, we'll be looking at the news. Then what is PESA Act? What are its objectives? What is the significance of it? Outcomes, limitations, then about the state of Jharkhand, and in the end, prelims MCQ and mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is polity, and also from Government Act and its government policies and intervention. From prelims and mains, PESA Act, its objectives and limitations. So the news has been taken from Down to Earth and it says implementing PESA Act in Jharkhand is not an easy task. So with this we came to know that in the state of Jharkhand the PESA Act has not been implemented till now. So till now PESA Act has not been implemented in Jharkhand, while there are around 8 states where the PESA Act has been implemented. So what happened is that after the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, by the 73rd Panchayats and by 74th Amendment Act municipalities, they got the constitutional status, and that is where after the 73rd and the 74th Amendment, the topic of devolution of power, the concept of Gram Sabha, they actually got power and importance, and also the constitutional status and the legal backing. So that is where the concept of panchayats and municipalities actually got power and they came into the relevance. So the Department of Panchayati Raj under the Jharkhand government has recently published the draft rules, and these draft rules are published in the concept of implementation of PESA Act in the state of Jharkhand, and they are asking for public consultation about it. What does public feel about the PESA Act in the state? And PESA stands for Panchayats Extension to Scheduled Areas. So the Panchayats, which was made constitutional by the 73rd Amendment Act, their extension to the scheduled areas. It means earlier in the scheduled areas the panchayats were not there. Then extension means giving an extended effort to something, or extending something, or some provisions of something is extending to some other places. Then people living in scheduled areas in Jharkhand will be able to self-govern through Gram Sabhas, and that is where the point of democratic decentralization, devolution of power comes into the picture, because that is where the self-government concept comes, that how the Gram Sabhas can actually self-govern themselves. Now coming to the point that what is PESA Act. So from this respect, what becomes important is knowing about the provisions of the PESA Act, because the questions will be asked in the exam from the PESA Act. Then PESA Act was enacted in the year 1996. Knowing about the year is very important, and PESA stands for Panchayats Extension to Scheduled Areas. And I've just told you about that, how the panchayats and the municipalities by which Constitutional Amendment Act they came into the power, and the concept of democratic decentralization, Gram Sabhas, devolution of power, they came into relevance or existence. Then PESA Act provide for the extension of the provisions of Part 9. So what is Part 9 of the Indian Constitution? It is Panchayats, and then there is Part 9A which talks about municipalities, and Part 9B which talks about the cooperative societies. Then Part 9A of Constitution relating to the Panchayats to the scheduled areas. So extension of the provisions of Panchayats to the scheduled areas. Then Part 9 comprising of articles 243 to 243 ZT of the Constitution. So Part 9 is related to the articles 243 and 243ZT. Then the PESA Act till now has been implemented in 8 states of India out of 10, and these 10 states are from which schedule? It is according to the Schedule 5 of Indian Constitution. So PESA Act has been implemented in the state of Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. And out of the 10 states, 8 states it is implemented in, but the 2 states that till now does not implement the PESA Act, that is Odisha and Jharkhand. So Odisha and Jharkhand does not implement a PESA Act. And these 10 states that I've just told you, that out of these 10 states, 8 states implement PESA Act. So out of the 10 states under the 5th schedule. So it is according to the 5th schedule that these 8 states out of 10 are implementing the PESA Act. And 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution talks about the scheduled areas. See, there is 5th schedule and there is 6th schedule. So 5th schedule talks about the scheduled areas and 6th schedule also talks about the tribal areas, but in only 4 states, and these 4 states are Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. And 5th schedule talks about the scheduled areas not in these 4 states. So that becomes 10 states. Now, what are the objectives of the PESA Act, that is Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act? So the objective of PESA Act is to ensure self-governance through Gram Sabha. Self-governance means to be able to govern themselves. And how they will be able to govern themselves? That is through Gram Sabha. Because Gram Sabha is the entity which actually works at the grassroots levels, and they are the entities which are working among the people and with the people. So they are actually the, you can say, the basic building block of the society. So if anyone or any state wants to have a very good governance structure or the government structure, then in that state the Gram Sabhas has to be powerful and they need to be empowered, and the Gram Sabha should be able to govern itself properly. Then the objective of the PESA Act is to ensure self-governance through Gram Sabha, that is village assemblies for people living in the scheduled areas. Then it also recognizes the right of tribal communities. So the rights of the tribal communities is what also the PESA Act look into, and these tribal communities are residents of the scheduled areas. And I've told you scheduled areas according to which schedule of Indian Constitution? That is Schedule 5. And how many states? There are 10 states, and out of 10 states, how many has PESA Act? That is 8. And which 2 states does not have? That is Jharkhand and Odisha. So it will be to govern themselves through their own systems of self-government. Own systems, because the tribal communities or the scheduled areas, they have their own culture, heritage, language, script, and it is important to preserve them because that is what actually tells us about India's culture and heritage. So it is important to govern themselves through their own systems because they do not actually feel comfortable coming out and sharing things with everyone. They try themselves to be restricted and they want their heritage and culture to be preserved. Then also acknowledge their traditional rights over natural resources, because the tribal communities has been restricted to some geographical spaces. So they have their own traditional rights, the old rights that they have been following since a very long period of time. So they have their own traditional rights which they acknowledge over natural resources. Then it also empowers Gram Sabha to play a key role in approving development plans and controlling all social sectors. So this is where the important point lies, that the Gram Sabha under the PESA Act gets the power to actually approve the development plans. So the villages in which the development plan needs to be worked upon, it is important for the state government to consult the Gram Sabha and give them that how the development plan would work and whether the development plan can be good or bad, and they also need to seek the advice of the Gram Sabha, because Gram Sabha, they are the people who are actually in contact with the scenario. Then what is the significance of implementing the PESA Act? So first and foremost, the significance is democratic decentralization. That is giving the power to delegating the power to other authorities also. It is not that only, for example, if there is a central government, then it is not that everything would be done by the central government. Then there is central government, there is state government, then there is Gram Sabha, and then there is zonal infrastructure also. So there is a passage that one needs to follow, and that is actually the hierarchy where things can work properly. So first is democratic decentralization. PESA empowers Gram Sabhas to play a key role in approving development plans and controlling all social sectors. So Gram Sabha will be held the responsible entity for it, and Gram Sabha would consist all the voters of the area, and these voters will be eligible to vote from that area. And this includes the management of resources like minor forest produce. So Gram Sabha would be responsible for the minor forest produce of that area. Then human resources like processes and personnel who implement the policies, management of the local markets, preventing land alienation. This would also come under the Gram Sabha. Regulating intoxicants, among other things. So if you will see, then Gram Sabha would be the powerful and the responsible entity when we talk about the concept of democratic decentralization. Then preserving identity. This includes maintenance of cultural identity and tradition, control over schemes affecting the tribals, and control over natural resources within the area of the village. Because the scheduled areas or the tribal people, they are very concerned about preserving their own heritage, culture, script, language, and how they actually live, what are their traditions. So it will be in the hands of the Gram Sabha that how the preservation of their identity would be done. Then public watchdog. The Gram Sabha would have the powers to monitor and prohibit. So the power to monitor and prohibit the manufacturing, transport, sale and consumption of intoxicants within their village limits. So the control of the village or the supervision of the village would be in the hands of the Gram Sabha under the PESA Act. Then what are the outcomes of the PESA Act? First and foremost is the empowerment of tribal communities, because this act gives them the power to be able to do work for themselves and to be able, and they also get the right to be able to preserve their own heritage, culture, tradition and language. Greater say in the development process through the Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat. So development process also they get their own say. Protection of land rights. This is one of the major points that the tribal communities or the people living in the scheduled areas were concerned about, that whether they will be having the right over their land or not. Then the consent of the Gram Sabha would be obtained before any land is acquired or transferred. Before the acquiring and transferring of any kind of land, the Gram Sabha would be concerned. Then improved access to basic services. The PESA Act has contributed to the improvement of access to basic services. For example, education, healthcare, drinking water in the scheduled areas. Because earlier it was seen that these areas were not as developed as compared to the other areas and they were lagging behind. And there was a need felt that these areas should also come up, but they cannot come up as like other areas because they were scheduled areas. So that is why the need for the extension of the Panchayat Act was felt, and that is why the PESA Act was considered important to be extended to the scheduled areas, so that the people living in that area can also come up, and giving the power to the Gram Sabha can work for the upliftment of the people living in the scheduled areas. Then what are the limitations of the PESA Act? First and foremost is the limited coverage. That is, the tribal communities in non-scheduled areas of the country are not covered by the act and do not have access to its provision. So it is the tribal communities who are present under the 5th schedule can only become a part of this. The non-scheduled areas, tribal communities would not come under this. Then lack of awareness. Many tribal communities in the scheduled areas are not aware of the rights and entitlements of the PESA Act. That is very obvious that the awareness is very less among the tribal people and the people living in the scheduled areas. They need to be aware that what are their rights and under the PESA Act what they are eligible for and how the Gram Sabha can help them in realizing their powers. Then limited resources. This is true that it is with respect to the Gram Sabha also that Gram Sabha at present and in today's time lack the financial resources and also the manpower. So they need to be empowered so that they can actually work towards the welfare of the tribal people, because what happens is the financial resources, their own source of income is very restricted. Then lack of trained personnel, the manpower is also lacking, because one of the reasons can also be the crunch, the financial crunch that the Gram Sabha faces. Then political interference with respect to the state government and the government which is residing in the state, because the Gram Sabha and the state government has to be in harmony situation with each other, but many a times it has been seen that that does not happen. These are few of the limitations, and in the end the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. Which among the following powers and functions given to the Gram Sabha under the PESA Act? First, ownership of minor forest products. Second, prevention of land alienation. Third, right to mandatory consultation in land acquisition. And fourth is the management of village markets. You have to talk about the correct answer, and the codes are 2 and 3 only, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, or all of the above. So try to give me the answer in the comment section. In the end, the mains practice question, and you have to write it in 150 words. Discuss the significance of PESA. So first of all, start with writing about what is PESA Act, how it came into relevance, what is its full form, the year in which it was enacted, few of its features, then about significance, why is it important for the people, what has it done till now, and also write about the limitations in the end and give a conclusion to your answer so that you can make it better. And PESA Act has been asked in the exam previously, so this is an important point you should be able to know, and the important aspect that you have to focus on is the concept of the Gram Sabha and the powers that are being given to the Gram Sabha under it. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.